All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, which means today is Tarot Tuesday, and happy September 1st. I can't even believe that it's September. And also, happy full moon tonight. Oh my gosh, we've got this really big full moon in Pisces, and there's just a lot of this energy if you've been feeling it, and if you're not really even into astrology, but you've been kind of feeling this sense of really, really being tested to see, okay, are these the things that I really want to let go of? These are the things that are toxic, or am I really ready to stay this way, go in the toxic way just because it's easier and I don't want to do change? Or is it is it time for me to choose the new path, to stand up for myself, to set those boundaries, to make positive changes, and to really put my happiness first so that I can, have my hashtag dream life? And Gemma went down. And so today is it's culminating in all that really big energy. Yay, it works. So, for those of you that don't know me and are watching the replay, hi, my name is Alicia Yang, and I am the creator of YesToTheYang.com, where success always starts by saying yes to you. If you want some tips on how to manifest your hashtag dream life, just to get inspired to see how I am able to use different tools in order to get what I desire with easy and fast and fun ways, then definitely hit the subscribe button or the follow button, and I will be sharing those with you every single week now that I've got this awesome setup. Hooray! Okay, so moving on to today, I am going to do the pick a card guidance live, and I think it's a really great day just because we've got this full moon energy, and we've also got this new month energy, and we've also got this oh my gosh, I think it's finally fall, And we're getting to that part of the year where it's okay, so this has been the most tumultuous, hellacious year for everybody, and it's brought up a lot of issues. And one of the things that I have been realizing a lot for myself is that, you know, I've said this before on another Tarot Tuesday, but there are two main things that I have learned from this time in quarantine slash pandemic slash whatever the heck have you is happening here on the planet, okay, in the world. The first thing is that sometimes you do need to have a breakdown in order to have a breakthrough, which means that we're only going to change when we're ready to change. And sometimes we stay in a not so great situation because we are either scared or not ready, or just waiting for something else to get us to that point where we want to do something, where we want to improve, where we want to change, where we want to grow. That being said, the other thing that I learned was that, and so, sorry, I get off topic, but so sometimes we can just make the decision, decide we're going to do something different, that we deserve to get what we want, and then we make the changes right away. But more often than not, we usually are in a place where we have to get down to rock bottom before we're oh my gosh, there's nowhere else to go but up, right? And so then after everything has gone for the worst, then you're finally okay, I'm ready to change this, and then you have that catalyst for change, which is fine. I do that all the time. I've had several breakdowns this year. It's normal, it's human, that's what we do. The second thing, though, is that we are all playing the same game. We are just at different stages of that game. Or if you want to associate it to video games, we're just at a different level of the game, right? Level 1, level 2, level 3. But, if you're talking about life, level seems kind of still, there's this hierarchy. So we're just at different stages of this game that we call life. Now, I feel like ultimately everybody wants the same thing at the end of the day, which is to be happy and free to do what they want to do, right? So you can call it the happily ever after, your hashtag dream life, whether it's the 2.5 kids and, the nice house in the suburbs, with a dog, or if it's, being able to have your own bungalow in Southeast Asia, being able to write your novel, or if that's having, the man, the money, the $1 million empire and being this global visionary, like whatever that dream life looks for you, you want to get it, right? It's like I have yet to meet a person who's like, nah, I just enjoy being miserable. Yeah, you know what? I just enjoy, like, I don't know, not ever having enough and always having people like crap on me and blah blah blah. Like, said no one ever, right? So we all basically just want to be happy, and we're just at different stages on how to be able to get that for ourselves and be able to navigate through those curveballs and those blocks and those things that prevent us from getting there. Make sense? Okay. And so here's where I was realizing where I come in. So as you know, obviously right now I'm streaming. I like to play video games. I also resell clothes on Poshmark. And I'm also an actress. I do a lot of different things. But one of my favorite things that I do is that I am a success coach who happens to have a superpower of being psychic and being able to talk to things. So here's what I've noticed and what I realized, especially this week, about myself as a coach that is different from honestly any other coach that I've met out there, which is this. My purpose as a coach, and this is what I 100% believe in because of my own personal experiences, but I don't really believe that there is a one catch-all pill / formula / course / way of doing things that is going to work for every single person at every single point in time. And you see a lot of this in the coaching world and the online entrepreneurial world, where they're like, even in the weight loss, right? It's like, do keto and you're guaranteed to lose weight. Do paleo and you're guaranteed to lose weight. Buy my course and do these 5 steps, and then you're guaranteed to manifest the money, find the love of your life, build your dream life, blah, blah, blah. And I have tried a lot of those things. And while each one, in a sense, does work as a way, it may not be the way for you, which is why when I created my company, Yes to the Yang, and my tagline is success always starts by saying yes to you, it is because I realized working with my clients, like, the important thing is not whether you do what I do that makes me happy. The important thing is that you find out what your strengths are, how you operate, and what tools are going to work best for you at your specific point on your journey. Does that make sense? So when people work with me one-on-one, and again, I've talked to actually quite a few people this past week, and it was funny because most of them, like even colleagues of mine, are like, you know what, I've never had anyone like approach it in that way. And I'm like, well, that's really super selfish of me if I'm just like, well, you should just do it my way and my way is the best way. And if you don't do it my way, then there's something wrong with you. No, I don't care if my clients, like for example, one of the things that worked really well for me is journaling and also doing automatic writing by channeling my guides. Okay. That does not work for everybody. So I can teach you how to journal in order to rewire your mindset, in order to change your limiting beliefs, in order to get what you want and manifest what you want in an easier, faster, funner way. But I'll be honest with you, it does not work for everybody. Not everybody likes to journal. Not everyone can put pen to paper and write this out and solve it on their own. And some of my clients with the best success stories, they did not like journaling, and the reason why, and so I just didn't force them to do it, because why force somebody to do something that isn't aligned with who they are, if my motto is make it easy, fast, and fun. So what I like to do is I like to find tools that cater to their strengths and their journey and where they're at and what they need at that specific moment in time. And because I do that and I really listen and I'm like, oh, okay, this is their emotional block, this is what they really need, and I give them that tool and then they apply it and then it works for them like magic. Of course, they find the love of, like, one of my clients super like single, lonely, hadn't like really found anyone for a long time, wanted to find the love of his life. And after working with me, we finally got him to the place where he actually attracted the love of his life. She's so amazing. And they're literally getting married next month. So that's totally possible. I've had actors like get their big breaks in Hollywood pre-pandemic and stuff. I've had people like still be able to pull in awesome amounts of money while, this whole pandemic has been happening in quarantine. So anything is really possible. It's just more so a question of like, okay, cool, like what do you need at this current point in time? And what can we do to get that for you so that you feel better, so that you can move forward and get all the magical, wonderful things that you want and feel like you are so hashtag blessed and like all these great things are happening and you just attract abundance and life's easy and it's fun and it's joyous and, you're really being able to live the way that you want to live. I mean, you want that for yourself. I want that for you. So why would I try to push my agenda on you when it's not where your soul needs to go, right? So that's when I also started realizing that I do have a crazy ability that some people in the spiritual community are like jealous of, which was weird, because we all have our own unique talents and abilities. But I do have this knack of being able to make money doing whatever I want to do, like in lots of different vocations, or just being able to manifest love whenever the heck I want it. And I have just been able to rewire and change my mindset in order to manifest whatever I want, like a lot. Like a lot of the times it comes easy to me. And obviously I have my own blocks and shortcomings and things like that. But when it comes to certain topics, it's super easy for me to do. And what's cool about this superpower is that I notice that with my clients, like especially the people that work with me one-on-one, like my manifesting mojo is like transferable. So my clients who work with me one-on-one, they're so close, like because they're in my vibe, because they're in my energy of like being this unicorn queen, like magical manifesting muse, they in turn, it's almost like it's contagious. And then they're like, oh my gosh. And then like things start clicking for them. And they're like, oh my goodness, like this happened to me today, like da 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 da. And then I manifested this and I can't believe this. And like, oh my gosh, my life's becoming magical. And I'm like, oh my gosh, hooray, right? Like that's the whole point. So I'm certainly jealous. Well, see, and here's the thing. You don't have to be, because you have that power inside of you too. It's just a matter of accessing it. So look, like I say all this to say that I really want to be able to help those who are ready, because again, it's depending on where you are in your journey and if you're ready to hashtag level up and really make some good changes, which is exactly what this full moon in Pisces is about tonight, which is, again, divine timing, right? But if that's something that really interests you, if that's something where you're like, you know what, I know that I am meant to do more. I know that like the way that I've been doing things has, like maybe it worked for a time, but it's just not working for me anymore. And I'm just ready to stop struggling, right? I'm ready to drop the struggle. I'm ready to, do something that I love and get, massively compensated for it. I, want to have a job where it feels fun to go to work every day, or even if you're working at home, that it's fun to do, or that you like doing it, and like having a partner, right? That is like totally your soulmate and you feel so aligned, and a hashtag dream team, and you just want to feel better about yourself and your body. I mean, quarantine, I now call it quarantine kilos, but like the other week I ate 4 jars of peanut butter in a week because I was going through my own thing. And then I was like, oops, I kind of put on some quarantine kilos, and now, I stopped eating the peanut butter, and obviously the weight just is coming right off. But if you want to be happy with your body and with how you look and the way that you live your life and all of this stuff, and you're really wanting and ready to make the change, then hit me up on Twitter. Slide into my DMs. I'll put the little, oops, I'm going to put it in here. There we go. But just hit me up slide into my DMs on Twitter because, and then we can like schedule a chat. And if this is something that you're like, you know what, like I really, really need that right now. This is where I'm at a point in my life where I can't do this on my own anymore. And it's just so slow going. And you're just tired of the struggle. I would love to talk with you and see if we would be a good fit to work together. I will be totally honest during the call. I want to hear where you're at, what you need, what you're looking for, where you want to go. And if I believe that I can actually help you get there, then I'll make you an offer and I'll share with you all of like what I can do for you. And if it works, then we can start working together and getting what you want in like a month, which is like a really short period of time. So if that's something that is like calling to you, if you're like, oh my God, I want to hang out with this girl and be able to have like this like really cool energy and relationship, I would love to chat. And if you're not quite ready yet, but boy, would you want it sometime in the future, of course, come on, like you can still follow me here, subscribe to me here, watch all my free content. And of course, you'll still be able to get some of this good energy to help your life. And of course, me wanting to drop all of this free guidance just because I love you and you're worthy of it. And it's fun for me to do this. So does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And of course, if you have any questions, like DM me too. So that is my piece. I guess I am now realizing that I am a unicorn queen, magical manifesting muse, and I'm just here to help inspire you to make the changes, walk the path of joy. You don't have to live in the struggle and the horribleness that that has been coming out in life, and you can still manifest some super amazing things and be showered with magical miracles every single day and live this really awesome magical life like me. And side note, it's not to say that you won't have bad days anymore. Like I have tons of bad days, but it's just like being able to shift out of it super quick and not spend like, days, weeks, months in a funk, and being able to get out of it, being able to know where it comes from, being able to know what triggers you, being able to heal that, and being able to move forward. So you're like, oh, okay, well, now I want to like pull in this. And so then you can just like pull it in, and then you'll have me as your BFF by your side, which I think is pretty gosh darn cool. Okay, let's do cards. So if you haven't been to my channel before, this is where I do my pick a card guidance. So what I like to do is I like to pull 4 cards, and then you choose card number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then I will drop the clear and loving guidance afterwards. I really like this because I only do clear and loving guidance. I don't tell like your death date or anything like that, because I do really believe that you are the master of your own fate. And if you want to, you can choose to have the life that you desire. And I am here to help you achieve that in any way I can. And today it's tarot cards. Okay, or oracle cards. So let's pull. I'm actually kind of feeling the wisdom of the oracle deck today. So I'm going to pull from 4 cards from these. And then we'll get started. Okay. Gosh, this full moon energy. There's so much stuff to release. And while I'm pulling these cards, and if you're live, drop in the comments below what it is you would like to let go of, like that's been holding you back, and what would you like to manifest this month. All right, so we're going to pull cards for today. So this is a little different. Usually I do it for the week, but these are going to be specifically for today's full moon and what maybe you would need to release or let go of, or any kind of guidance as far as, embarking on your new path. That's card number 1. Card number 2, that popped out really fast. Card number 3. Card number 4. And I'll show you card number 5 as like an overall message. Okay. Let go of the funk and manifest motivation. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so we're going to help you do that today, okay? Let's let go of the funk because I feel you. I'm feeling you. And let's manifest some awesome motivation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, my hair's too long. I might want to get it cut, but my goodness. Okay. All right. So here's the fun part. Here's where, again, you get to pick the guidance. And of course, if you want me to pull a personal card for you after this is over, just go and drop a donation in the tip or in a tip thing, and I will then pull a card for you. Okay. So now it's your turn to pick a card. So would you like card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4? Okay, that is card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. Okay, I'll give you a minute to make a choice, whichever number feels good for you. And then we'll get to reading what these cards mean. Cool, 2. I like it. Awesome. I love this deck. I also, Hay House just had a 50% off all tarot cards sale. And so I ended up buying like 7 new decks, which was so insane. And I still have the deck, like the perfect tarot card deck for me that I bought on a Kickstarter. This woman's so lovely. And that's coming this month. So I can't wait to get those. So as soon as I get them, then we'll have to play with them together for sure. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Okay. Actually. Okay, let's do this. All right. So I'm just going to go start from 1 and go all the way through just in case for those. So if you chose card number 1, you got exchanging gifts, but it's reversed, which means it's a protection message. That's what it looks like above. So cute. And then this is what it looks like below. So let me read what this means. Okay. All right. So normally this is all about like trade-offs, weighing the cost, determining the value, etc., etc. When a card is reversed, whether it is in tarot or in an oracle card, it usually just means that there's a protection message. So it's just kind of like a warning, kind of like a gentle reminder, something to look out for, etc. So here's what this card means. Be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it, and then realize you don't want to face the hefty price tag that comes with it. You may find yourself in a situation you've always desired, but know you will have to walk away from or even fail at it because you can't or won't pay the dues it asks of you. If you want to be a famous musician, you have to practice your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing the money and paying the taxes. Even a windfall bears a cost. It's okay, though, because Spirit will help you achieve balance over time. Another message here reminds you that being only the giver and not the receiver plays out in many relationships in your life, where you find yourself in victim mode, in a codependent dynamic, or holding on to a false sense of control. Others may push you to continue to prove yourself. The time has come to distance yourself from this kind of imbalance. Being aware of the need for both give and take is the first step to your true destiny. It's all good and getting better. Not only can you handle this, but you can flourish as the result because of it. So I really love this card, and it's such an important message because what I'm personally getting from the universe is that, if you chose card number one, this is really for people who probably are in a situation where you are in a codependent relationship where you may be the one that's always giving and never being able to receive. And this is a really important lesson about making your boundaries super clear. So, if someone is pushing their ideas or trying to force their ideas and opinions on you, it's okay for you to say, hey, you know what? And especially if it's a family member or if it's, your boyfriend slash girlfriend slash SO, to be able to say, you know what, that's not okay. Talking to me like that and invalidating me and calling me names is not helpful. It doesn't make me want to have a discussion with you because this isn't a discussion. And, X, Y, and Z, for example, like this topic and this topic and this topic are for now on off limits. I'm not going to talk to you and I'm not going to sit here and listen if you're going to continue to belittle me because of your issues. So work your stuff out on your own. And then you can come back and we can have a loving conversation. And I think it's really important to be able to make your boundaries clear and not be like, oh, I'm afraid I'll hurt them, or, oh, like, they're just having a bad day or whatever, because ultimately we all have a choice and you have a choice right now. And that's what's really great about this protection message is that if you're really wanting a loving relationship, for example, you're going to have to start being loving to yourself. And you're going to have to start treating yourself with the respect that you would want your significant other to treat you. And when it comes to your job or your career, this is a really good time to be like, okay, like, for example, this is just like a silly example, but it's like, let's say you wanted to be a professional Twitch streamer, okay? Or like a YouTube star or like, Instagram famous or whatever, right? Well, if that's really what you want, in order to walk the walk, you are going to have to stream consistently. You're going to have to post on, like, make a video and edit it for YouTube every day. You are going to have to post on Instagram every single day and show up and speak your truth and really give good content that people can learn from so that you grow. So there's always work that is involved for your dream, but if it's work that's enjoyable, then it doesn't become work. It just becomes something that you enjoy to do. Make sure that you want to pay that price to get that thing that you desire, right? And I think looking at it that way of what would I have to do in order, what would I have to do in order to get, for example, $10,000 a month streaming or whatever, it's like, okay, well, that's cool. That is an amazing goal. You can totally achieve it. I will never tell you that you can't. But what this card is saying is that, are you willing to do the work to get it? Because you are going to have to stream every day. You are going to have to be consistent. You are going to have to, like, integrate your social media, start, getting your Twitch emotes, being able to give back, create contests, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all these things. And if that's something that you're like, okay, I'm willing to do that, then yeah, it's time to, like, boss up, put on the big boy slash big girl pants and, like, get it done, right? So, and that's cool if you do. And right now, again, because of this full moon in Pisces, this is the perfect time to be like, you know what? Me staying stuck and me not wanting to do things and me procrastinating and me being lazy and me just, like, binging Netflix, it's not helping me. It's not helping me get to my goal. And maybe I actually want something different. And that's okay too, right? So Shots fired. And that's okay too, right? Like if you would decide like, oh, I really want to be a Twitch streamer, like, you know what I mean? And like, obviously there's tons of famous ones. I want to be like, you know, this person. But then you realize like, you know what? Actually now thinking about how much work they put into their streams every single time, maybe that's not what I want to do. Okay, cool. That's fine also. There is no right or wrong answer. This is my point. The only wrong thing that you could do is not listen to your gut, not honor your soul or your heart that's trying to tell you, hey, this is what I really want to do. As long as you're following your true heart's desire, and no matter what that is, that's what you're supposed to be doing. When you keep on avoiding what it's trying to tell you, that's when you start getting yourself in hot water. And that's when you start continuing these cycles of repetitive cycles of either like being in an abusive situation or being in a victim mode and really not being able to like have control or power to change your fate. And so right now I encourage you to claim your fate, you know, take back your control. Tell these people, like, hey, sorry, not sorry, but I'm not going to sit here and be your punching bag anymore. Thank you for your service, but namaste, and walk the other way. Like, you can always come here and be in my tribe where I will always shower you with love and support no matter what. You know, you don't have to be around that. So make a choice. Follow your heart. Get rid of the other junk. And remember that you are also worthy of receiving everything that you want and more. Oh, look. Okie dokes. Don't care about that. All right. Let's move on to card number 2. Card number 2. Card number 2 is another reverse card, protection message, but it's truth be told. Love that. So, like, look at that. The owl. The owl. So there's a lot about wisdom here, okay? But again, it's a protection message. I need more coffee. All right, are you ready? Because we definitely are ready to do this. Okay. 14. Okay. All right. So here we go. Protection message. Where are you being dishonest with yourself and or with others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth. Even if you don't like what you hear, acknowledging it will be a key to a beautiful new future where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than truth is required now. Woo! Boy! Oh my God! Okay, so are you feeling how ominous? Are you feeling this energy? So for those of you who chose the card number 2, this is really about taking a good hard look and being super bluntly honest with yourself. Deep down inside, you know, right? You know if someone's being shady. You know if you're being shady. Maybe there's something that you're just allowing to happen because whether either you're afraid to hurt their feelings or whether it's just easier to not address the issue. But this card is really signifying that it is time for you to set yourself free. You don't have to live in this struggle anymore. And the best way to, in a sense, get out of that funk, right? And get that motivation back again, get your mojo back again, and being inspired, right, to do the things that you love to do is to get super duper honest with yourself and with those around you. So I'm just kind of getting like a I think what's coming through is kind of like it's easy to placate in a sense, or sort of like justify and other people's behaviors because we're in quarantine and it sucks and you can only be alone for so long. That's why solitary is a punishment in prison for a reason. It is not fun. Most people do not thrive being all alone by themselves. So of course we want to have company. Of course we want to be with other people. Of course, and like, you know, and again, that's what's so great about streaming and being live and stuff is like this is a way for us to be able to connect. But who are you connecting with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of movies, streams, you know, television are you watching that is honestly not helping you grow? What is not supporting you? Get really super clear about and super honest, unfortunately. And it sucks, right? Because, like, admitting the truth is really harsh because sometimes it's not the nicest thing in the world, right? And it's something where you're like, oh, I didn't want to handle this, or I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, or I didn't want to admit that I really had a problem in X, Y, and Z area. But the good thing is that if you are honest with yourself now, you can still be gentle with yourself. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if you fuck up because guess what? We are all human. We all make mistakes and it's okay, right? It's okay to not be 100% perfect and know what we're doing. But what is important, and especially if you want to like get remotivated and get to do the things that you love, it's really about being like, okay, well, where am I falling short? Where am I not stepping up to the plate? Where am I really not being honest with myself about things? Because once you're honest with yourself, then you can make the changes, right? Sometimes you need to break down in order to have it break through. And then if you're at that point in your journey, maybe this is the time for you to be like, okay, cool. I think I'm ready to make that change. I think I'm ready to do something different. I think I'm ready to like let go and like stop doing the things that are super toxic that I know are super toxic and to like actually take care of myself better or surround myself with better people or not let these people bully me anymore or shut down social media for a day or like get off of social media for a hot minute and really just make a concerted effort to connect with those that do lift me up, that do support my dreams, that are a source of love and happiness and you know, and positivity. Does that make sense? Um, Honesty isn't my strong suit. Probably a good message for me, Sai. Yeah, it's hard. And it's sometimes hard to have those conversations, especially with other people. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, but on the other hand, it's like if they're bringing you down, what good is it for them to be in a relationship with the person that doesn't really want to hang out with them anymore? Do you know what I mean? Like it actually is like you're suffering and they're actually suffering too. So you might as well like help both of you guys out and just be honest and say, "Hey, like I don't feel like this is vibing anymore, you know?" And then you can go from there. Um, if you want it to share with me more of your specific situation, of course, you can hit me up on the DMs and stuff. Uh, but yeah, so I know these are, it sucks because these are kind of like harsh messages in a sense. I wish it was like, oh, look, abundance and like everything's great and you know, and but here's the thing, it's like, how do I explain this? Even though these are kind of like a little bit of a slap in your face because that's sometimes how this oracle is, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means that we just need to like take a good look in the mirror. And if we are really ready for change, like I said, we're all just at different stages of our journey. So if you are at that stage in your journey where you're like, you know what, I think I'm like done like having this drama fest and I'm like ready to like not and ready to like kill it at life, then you can make that change now. So that's a positive thing, right? I'm not trying to gloss anything over. which people sometimes think I do. I'm just saying that, like, it is totally possible to take these sort of, like, you know, real truths and do something productive with them so that you can get what you want. Okay. Card number 3. Card number 3 is deep knowing. And it's regular side up. So it is not a protection message. Okay, I'll tell you what this means. And of course, as you know, like these all kind of like go together, even though I'm saying pick one and that's your cards. Like I always find that there's a little bit of nugget of truth in every single one of them, even when I go and do other people's. Working on yourself is a true blessing. Absolutely. And we have the time to do it, you know? Yes, and I will enjoy life more after, right? Yeah, just enjoy life. Um, and sometimes, you know, that means having to break down old patterns, and sometimes that's annoying. It's like detoxing your life and stuff. Sometimes that's not fun, but you can do it. And you'll get way better things out of it. I'm just plugging in my computer. My amazing new laptop. Do this so it doesn't run out of juice. Okay, there we go, plugged in. Thanks, computer. Okay, all right, now for reading this. That's where I was going. All right, so this 43. Okay, deep knowing. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. I'm going to repeat that. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask, and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So I really love this card. And again, it kind of goes hand in hand with the other two, right? And it's funny they talk about truth when the card just beforehand was truth. But this is really about, again, what I've been saying this whole time, which is that you already have this like very secret weapon, and it is your intuition, your gut instinct. And when you can get yourself to a place where you can kind of quiet your monkey brain and listen to your heart, it will tell you what you need to do. And it will tell you the honest truth about what you need to do. So once you get that guidance, then you can, then this card is suggesting to then act accordingly, right? So if it's saying, you know what, I need to like stop looking at my phone the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning because it's really causing me to be lazy and unproductive and stuff, then try putting your phone away for the first hour when you wake up, right? You act accordingly. If you can want to follow my peanut butter example, I ate 4 jars of peanut butter in a week. Okay, I'm kind of done with this now, and I'm now starting to see these quarantine kilos up. And so my heart was like, yeah, you don't need the peanut butter anymore. And I was like, okay. So I put the peanut butter away and I stopped eating it. You know, you have to like actually take the actions, because if I still was dipping into that peanut butter, then I'd be like, why am I still like having this weight on? And then, it's like I'm not listening to myself and my gut and my intuition that's telling me what I need to do, right? And this especially goes into like, even though we're in quarantine still, like in this certain way, this is also sort of really just reminding you that you do have all the answers within you. So what you can do is just take a few moments every single day to get quiet. That's why I like to journal, and really tune in and be like, what do I really want? And like ask again, whatever you believe in, God, angels, universe, or whether you just want to tap into your own heart, your own soul, your own gut instinct. Just like, what do I really need today? What do I really need to do? Who do I really need to talk to? What do I really need to make happen in order to start getting the things that I want in life? And you'll get an answer. You'll get like that, oh, I really need to do this. Well, then once you get the idea, then follow it and follow through with it. And that's the bridge that I personally do as a coach, is like, I can give you this guidance all the live long day. I'll be honest. Like, I think that's why I do love this. But the cards are one thing. You can listen to this and be like, oh yeah, I can totally do this. But unless you actually do it and take the practical action steps to get this shit done, I hate to say this, but then your life isn't really going to change that much, So the best thing that I can do to help is obviously to hold really good space for you, to come here and show up, to, stream fun things so that you get out of a depression or out of a funk, and to get re-inspired again. But ultimately, if you want that permanent change, then like, for example, like you can hire a coach, or like whether it's me or not. But what I like to do is say, okay, cool. Where's this depression coming from? Where's this funk coming from? What is it that you really feel? What do you really ultimately want? What is really holding you back? And let's take practical, like actionable steps that you could get done in, 20 minutes to an hour a day, right? So like, it doesn't take that much time, but like 20 to 30 minutes, and you could like bang out that cycle of action and really start making headway, right? Because you can't, like, it's silly to be like, well, just be honest with yourself. I mean, it's so general and broad, right? I mean, it's good advice, but I think it's also helpful when you have like that, well, how do I become more honest with myself? What specific thing do I need to do in order to make sure that I can do that and move forward? And then, okay, now that I know that, okay, cool, now this is the action that I need to take in order to make sure that this doesn't happen again, so that I'm like really moving and shaking and feeling super motivated and feeling like a total boss and can like get all this stuff done and feeling like, you know what I mean, I'm on top of the world, right? That's what everybody wants to feel. Does that make sense? Okay. So, trust your soul. Tune in. Okay. You already have all the answers. That's the main thing that the universe wants you to know. Okay. Last card. So card thank you. Thank you so much. So the last card is TikTok. Oh gosh, I needed this one. Okay, TikTok. You see, it's all about time. So maybe feeling like you're behind, maybe feeling like things are not, maybe you should have gotten so much further, so much more done, etc. But we're in a quarantine, so what do? Do the footwork, you lazy number threes. LOL. TikTok, yep. Just like the app. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's read this. Tick tock on the clock. All right. Ready? Let's do this. Okay. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future is ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all of the time in the world to create the life you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape every moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. So, what I really, really love about this card, and I'm totally guilty of this, where it's like, oh my God, like, why am I like not where I need to be? And like, it's been how many months have we been in quarantine and I still haven't done this and this needed to happen and la la la. And it's like, there's like this self imposed timeline of when things need to happen. And the reality is like, again, we're just at different stages, like on this same journey through this game that we call life for this happily ever after, where it's like, okay, well, guess what? Like, I'm doing things right on time. I'm learning things when I need to learn them. And sometimes it takes a little longer to uncover things than some other things, and that's fine. And this card wants to remind you that nothing that is truly yours will ever pass you by. And I think that is something so powerful to remember as you move forward this month. Is like, if you had a goal to learn a new skill, make more money, like, I don't know how anyone really honestly dates during, quarantine and stuff, but it's like, it's not like you're behind schedule. Okay? Maybe you've delayed the inevitable, but ultimately, success is your birthright. You have tons of money that the universe wants to bestow on you. There is a multitude of soulmates or beautiful people who would die to be, with you. And so the thing is that like, it's all up to you to just do what you need to do, trust your intuition, right? And get super honest with yourself about what you need in order to be able to receive, like give and receive the things that you desire. So release this like need for it to be on a timeline. You are where you're at. You're addressing what you need to address, and whether you do just at this point just need to be honest with yourself, sometimes that in itself is like a really big task, and sometimes it takes more than 20 minutes, right? And that's okay. So just do what you need to do and you'll get there. You know what I mean? So release the timeline agenda. I really like these cards as much as they are a brutal slap in the face, but I think it's really kind of apropos for tonight with this full moon, because again, with Pisces, it's the last sign of the zodiac. This is about things ending. So in a positive way, 2 warnings, 1 step, and 1 promise. It's like a story. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I love about reading oracle cards and stuff. Like, yes, I'm reading from the book, but then ultimately whatever guidance the universe wants me to spit out right now is meant to be for those who are listening to this, and who come across it, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I like for it to tell a story, because there is a piece of the puzzle in every single card for every single person who happens to listen to this, right? And that's kind of how it is in life. You can always learn from someone else, right? You may not take everything that they say, but you can take a piece of it, or maybe a piece from here and a piece from there, and be like, okay, cool. I want to like, you're at that stage, you're ready to apply those things to your life. Now, I told you that there was like an extra card, and I was like, oh my gosh. So you talk about 2 warnings, 1 step, and 1 promise. Well, here's the full story if you put it into the grand perspective, okay? If you get rid of the negative influences in your life, those codependent, victim-y relationships and stuff, okay, so that you are more worthy to receive, and you get super duper honest with yourself about what you want to do, what you really want to do, what price you are really willing to pay. And that means like enjoying doing the work, not doing the work, right? being super honest with yourself and with people around you, and trust your intuition, trust your heart to lead you. Of course, in the spiritual world, there's a, follow your soul. It knows the way. Okay, so if you follow your soul and take those action steps in order to put that guidance into place and release the timing, you don't have to, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. You just are where you are. You work on what you need to work because you're following your soul, right? And being super honest with yourself and getting rid of all the negative energies. Then guess what is going to happen? You are going to be rewarded with, boom, I could not have planned it better, the land of milk and honey. And without me even reading the book, of course, this card represents you being able to get a taste of everything that you've wanted and more. Look, the rainbow, the elephant that's like taking a bath, and like the milk with the honey. Like, this card represents you getting everything that you want and more. So that's all you have to do. It's like amazing. Like, I couldn't have pulled it better myself if I was like going through the cards, right? Which I don't do. Like, you saw me shuffle. I don't know what the cards come up. I'm so excited. It's just, it gives you hope. My point with this card is that there's hope. All hope is not lost. Good things are happening. You can defeat evil, rise above, be the hero of your own story. When you get brutally honest with yourself, trust your intuition, release the timeline, and then you will get everything that you want and more. I mean, how great is this? How great is this spread? I'm so obsessed. Obsessed. Okay, so here we go. So if you do all that, then yeah, it's epic. Okay, it's so fire. It's so fire, 100%. Okay. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone. Dude, be your authentic self. Wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy you are a living part that abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. Oh my God, all your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. So if you wanted more love, you got more love. If you need more money, you get more money. If you need more rest, you get more rest. If you need more health, you get more health. Like, what? Okay? This is it. This is it, you guys. This is it. So that all goes to say, even though astrology wise, like this month, Mars is going to go into retrograde, and Mars is kind of like about aggression and like the way that we get things done. And then Jupiter and I think Neptune are finally going to be going direct. So like Jupiter is the planet that that rules our wealth, abundance, and luck. Like how we get our abundance, how we get our luck. That's finally coming out of retrograde. So things are going to start moving again, where you can get the things that you want, but it is going to take some work. So if you would like some help in getting the work done and tuning into your intuition so that you know what to do, then hit me up on my DMs. Let's schedule a call and see if it's right to work together. I would be honored to be able to help you. And again, find out what you need at your specific point on your journey so that you can really start manifesting your #dream life and feeling all of this like magical goodness, because that's how life should be, in my opinion. All right. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being on this live. Thank you so much for just supporting me, even though my technology stuff has been, but now that we have this amazing computer, things are great. Team Pisces, whoop whoop, yes, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I am gonna cut this short and like keep this to this, but what I'm going to attempt to do is later on, uh, maybe try and do a little bit of a cross and coffee stream, because of course it's September and I definitely want to shake some acorns and do some really fun things on my island as well. Um, but if not, then I probably am gonna do a little bit more of the crossing tomorrow, as I do have a couple of other things that need to get done today. So, thank you again for watching. I'm definitely going to be streaming live tomorrow. So, get ready. I'm so excited. And have a wonderful, magical rest of your day. Just remember, we've got this full moon energy. So, take advantage of that time. If you would like a practical action step, what you can do is take some time tonight to like really get honest with yourself and like write a list of the things that you are ready to let go of, right? The negative stuff, the toxic things, the things that have been weighing you down, things slash people, right? Take time to really get clear and get super honest and being like, all right, I really have been dropping the ball on this. This is what I need to do. And trust your gut. Like, tune in, ask your soul, ask your heart, ask God, angels, universe. BD dubs, like, should I do this or not? And then when you get the hit, like when you get the guidance, take the appropriate action to handle it. Because once you release the timing of it all and just do the work today, be here now in this present moment, this is all going to be yours. And it can be yours really super duper fast, which is kind of super duper exciting. So, anyway, I hope that helps. I love you to the moon and back. And always remember that success always starts by saying yes to you. This is just the beginning of your story, and you're now at this next chapter of your life where all of your dreams can come true. I love you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Mwah.